has come to our family. You remember our venerable house? Opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. I lived all my years in that ancient, rumor-shadowed manor, fattened by decadence and luxury. And yet I began to tire of conventional extravagance. Singular, unsettling tales suggested the mansion itself was a gateway to some fabulous and unnameable power. With relic and ritual, I bent every effort towards the excavation and recovery of those long-buried secrets, exhausting what remained of our family fortune on swarthy workmen and sturdy shovels. At last, in the salt-soaked crags beneath the lowest foundations, we unearthed that damnable portal of antediluvian evil. Our every step unsettled the ancient earth. But we were in a realm of death and madness. In the end, I alone fled laughing and wailing through those blackened arcades of antiquity, until consciousness failed me. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial. It is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous, clutching shadows of the darkest dungeon.
Alright, so far, everything that has kind of been posted on the channel is primarily been tabletop gaming. But after some discussion with other people that are frequent on the channel, we're gonna start doing some recordings of maybe like some team games, and I'll probably do some solo stuff like this, which I've decided to do. I have played Darkest Dungeon before. If you don't know what this game is, it's basically D&D meets Lovecraft, and it is punishing. It seems unfair in certain cases. It's very much like the Dark Souls of side-scrolling turn-based RPGs. This run-through that I'm doing as well, because I have played the game, I'm going to be doing it with mods. Oh shoot. Alright, it deleted the one that I had prepped because I wanted to show all the cinematics. That's okay. So we're playing with all DLC. Because I'm using mods, I'm not going to be playing on Blood Moon, because some of the mods I have add in bosses and add in new enemies to the ruins specifically. But because they're new, I'm not sure, and they're modded, I'm not sure how balanced the enemies or how difficult the enemies are going to be. So we're going to stick to Darkest. I also don't know, because this is the normal setting, we have a lot of modded characters and a lot of modded classes, so I want to test them out in normal to get a feel for if something is overpowered or underpowered to the point of being unusable. I can pull it from the mod list. So we're going to do Darkest modded. And I made this before I started recording, but I guess it didn't save it because we've got mods. So this is always the fun part. We don't have an enable all button for the mods for this game. This is why I tried to do this before recording, but since we're starting already, fuck it. We're just gonna go. So a little bit kind of more about this game. It's, if you haven't heard of it, it's been out for a long time, and most people have heard of it at this point, but you never know. It's has a lot to do with resource management, and the main resources being the health of your characters, the stress of your characters, because they're going to be dealing with these eldritch abominations and stuff having to do with cults and monsters, where in this game your characters go insane. Like, they can have mental breakdowns in the middle of adventures and things like that. So yeah, that's fun. Also, resource management in the most literal sense of like managing your inventory, because you have to bring provisions like shovels and things down into these dungeons, and you have to decide, okay, am I going to play it safe and bring more supplies and bring back less loot, or what? Do I want to bring the bare minimum to see if I can scrape by and get through and get as much money as I can? So yeah, it's gonna be fun. For anyone that hasn't seen anything on Darkest Dungeon, this is going to be even more fun because, like I said, it's got mods galore, but we'll see that once we get started. So I'm gonna shut up for a minute, and I'm gonna let this cutscene play, I think.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember, there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
So yeah, if that's any indication for anyone wondering, we are going to a proverbial hell. It is... I love the art for this game, and it's beautiful, and the narrator, Wayne June, is fantastic, but there are some things, like enemies and situations that you find in this game that really make your skin crawl. And that's really fun too, especially when you get into things like the Crimson Court, which I'm sure we'll see in time. So right off the bat, map navigation, yeah, okay. So right off the bat we have a Crusader and I have a Highwayman. These are the two that you always start with. They're also base classes, so I'm probably not really going to go over their abilities because they're... chances are mostly everyone is familiar with Darkest Dungeon. But basically, the Highwayman is... he's really good for range damage or shuffling, so moving back and forth. So you can move the order of your characters. So he has abilities that'll bring him forward and take him back, things like that. He crits a lot. The Crusader is tanky, and pretty much anything unholy, so like undead or things like that, he destroys. Like, right here, 15% damage versus unholy. Yeah, so we also have a lot of skins. So going through, let's see, I'll pick one for highwaymen. What do we... There's the ancestor. I liked this one. Yeah, let's go with that one. And then again, skins. Like, there's a few classes that I don't think I could find skins for, but pretty much everyone that I could, I got. So there's a female. There's Artorias from Dark Souls. I got a lot of Dark Souls mods because the art styles mesh very well, and let's face it, Dark Souls is great. Couple skins for Artorias. Pharaon armor. Base colors. Let's do... That's a Grim. Let's do Deus Volt. Sure. Let's go with Deus Volt. Okay, so this is our inventory. Yep. Default player order will put us back into what we start with. And this is the map. So this is basically how the game works. You can move back and forth. It's side-scrolling. You click on the map. You go through hallways.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
And we cannot disable this tutorials, so bear with me. Probably just going to be skipping most of those.
Brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
So the basis for this game, for these skills or your attacks, you see the yellow dots on the left and the right dot and the red dots on the right. Yellow dots, those are the positions that the skill could be used from, and the red dots are the enemies that the skill can target. Like this one, Grape Shot Blast, if the dots are connected, that means it targets all the enemies. But so we have a brigand who's, well, he's human, he's a normal guy, so. Okay, nice, we got a bleed. Reynold. See if we can stun him. Nice, okay, we got the stun. He's stunned, you're just good to go. Dismas opens him up. So that's pretty much how combat works in this. We got some loot, awesome. Find interactive objects. Good thing to note is characters also have basically they have a quirk system. So again, red are bad quirks, yellow are good quirks. It's very similar to any kind of edges and hindrances system that you find in like tabletop RPGs or things like Project Zomboid, except you don't get to choose. These things just happen. So you'll get negative quirks. Say you send a character to the brothel for a time to de-stress and calm down after a event. If he does something really horrible while he's in the brothel, he might get a quirk that makes it so he's not allowed to use the brothel anymore in town. Like this guy, he's a known cheat, so he's not allowed to gamble in the gambling hall when we get back to town. Certain ones, like Warrior of Light, if our torch, which I'll go over in a minute, is high, we get more damage. But Reynold's also a kleptomaniac, which means, well, anytime we get loot, there is a chance that Reynold will take it for himself, so no one gets it. And if Reynold takes it for himself, we don't get it for the estate and repairing the town. So this one is horrible, and hopefully I can remove pretty quickly. He's also God-fearing, so he'll only pray when he's in town to de-stress. These are the resistances, so, stun, disease. Yes, your characters do get diseases that affect their stats. Blight and bleed are damage over time. Move is shuffling the order. Debuff is just generally debuffs, and trap is how likely you are to disarm a trap when you encounter it. The other big system in this game is torch. So lighting is huge in this game. So if you have really good light, your characters get extra dodge, you scout more, and you have a chance to surprise monsters. As the torch goes down, you get more loot, but things also get more dangerous. So you get extra stress. Everyone, monsters and you, everyone starts to crit more. There's a bigger chance that you get surprised and the monsters get a jump on you. You stop scouting to know what's coming up. So horrible things start happening. So you can keep the light up and you can play it safe and you probably get less loot, or you can let the torch run down and you can play like by the seat of your pants. Like every fight is probably death for the characters, but you're getting hordes and hordes of loot. We'll come across things in the world, like this is a tent. Some of them will have items we can use to interact with. Other ones, like this, we just interact. Cool.
Nothing unchecked.
150 bucks.
Found in forgotten places. An ambush.
Okay.
These vermin a message.
You see this guy, he's
Has returned.
big.
Their kind is no longer welcome.
Thank you, narrator. It's impossible to talk over him. His voice is just too powerful. Characters like this that have a really long HP bar. So this guy, he takes up the first 2 slots, because you could have 4, so he would take up 2, so he could have 2 guys behind him. What's your stun? 50%, 25%. Okay. Oof. Okay. So we got -2 dodge. Okay, that's not horrible, but it's not good. And bleed. Let's see. 7. Okay, could have been better. Come on, Dismas. Yes! Okay, excellent.
A faint hope blossoms.
Corpses, when things die, they leave a corpse behind. If they die to a crit or damage over time, they don't leave a corpse behind. Let's just kill this guy. Hopefully. Bleed him? Ugh. I could have gone for a stun there. I probably should have, because you see right here we're starting to gain stress, and as stress increases, bad things start to happen. Dismiss. If you think things are going a little fast for like the pop-ups for like bleed and whatnot, I do have a mod that is increasing that speed, and that's just because I'm used to it. And after so long, you start to memorize what the characters do. So it's to speed things up, because runs in this game can get kind of long.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Cool. We got some food. We got a bust. We got gold. So whenever you complete a quest, you can choose to return home, or you can keep adventuring for more loot. We have a chest here. So, Bandit's Trap chest. Oh, something doesn't look quite right with this one. So it's always the same. This first like intro thing is always the same. The rolls for combat aren't the same, but the loot that you find is. So this is a treasure chest, and I'm just going to do it to show it that horrible things can happen when you take the wrong action when finding something. So like Dismas, it's trapped. It said it was trapped. He got blight because of it. So if we continued on, that Blight and Bleed would tick, but since we're going home, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we got 300 of our treasures, we got 5,000 for the reward, we got 2 busts. Seems good. They both leveled up, and we got a new quirk. So Dismas is Eyes Wide Open. Cool. He's got +2 accuracy, and he's immune to Enchantress seductions. Sounds good.
Welcome home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now, and you are bound to them.
So this is the other half of the game, which is we have a town and its management. So these are all the quests that you can do in the game. There's all kinds. There's even more on this list because all the modded classes add quests. So this tells you what happens each week, and it goes by, like, each mission that you go on, a week goes by. So they leveled up, we successfully escorted to the hamlet. Cool, that was the week. This roster, any screen, press H for help. Yeah, thanks. Okay. The roster is normally not going to be as big as it's going to be in this playthrough. I got a mod that increases our roster size to 99, and that's because, well, we have a lot of extra modded classes. It doesn't just outright bump it to 99. It starts at 22, and as we upgrade our stagecoach...
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws.
Yes.
Fools and corpses.
Mm-hmm.
All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Yes. So as you upgrade the stagecoach, the network increases the amount of people that show up every week to recruit. The barracks increases the amount. So the mod that I got, it increases the starting amount and the... So here, this first one would typically bring you up to about 20, but since we have the mod at 22, this will increase to 32, and so on and so on and so on until we hit all the way up to level 5, which is a 99. So I'm going to level up the Stagecoach Network.
Great heroes can be found even here, in the mud and rain.
So next week we'll have 3 people instead. These are also base game classes, and I'm pretty sure the first week is scripted, where you always get a plague doctor, and you always get a vestal.
What better laboratory than the blood-soaked battlefield?
So taking a look, we've got plague doctors. Their support. So plague doctors, they do a lot of things like bleeds, blights, stuns. They can shuffle the enemies around, things like that. And then they also have a buff that they can do, and then they also have like ailment curing. It does heal, but even at higher levels, it heals for maybe like 3 or 4 HP. That's not the big thing. The big deal for Battlefield Medicine is it cures blight and bleed, and it affects the doctor and whoever the doctor uses it on. So you can always heal the blight and bleed on yourself and either heal it on someone else or heal the other person. Let's see. Torn rotator cuff. Ooh, that's kind of bad. Luckily, most of this is ranged, but like if I wanted to do a bleed plague doctor, that would be horrible. Clumsy is really bad. That's unfortunate, because this is a squishy character that we kind of want to be dodging. Warren's Explorer, pretty good. But so the opposite of Torn Rotator, they got Unerring, which is fantastic, because most of this guy's... Well, it's not fantastic, because a lot of it is ailment, but the little damage that it will be doing will be more. Let's see, what skins do we got? Okay. I think I just got color palettes for Plague Doctors. So... sure. Let's do that one. And what about the Vestal? Hand of Light. Yeah. Find Comfort. Mace Bash. I think this one's scripted as well. Stun Resist. That's not great. Daredevil could come in handy. It's not something you particularly want because you don't want your healer to be at 25% HP, but that's fair. What skins do we get for Vestal? More just color palette stuff. Oh, no, I have a Pharaon one too. I also have that last one. We're going to do the Pharaon one because I really like the way that it looks. Ancestors' Memoirs.
So, in time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Thank you, narrator. So anytime you fight a boss at different levels, you get cutscenes. So this is where you can watch all the cutscenes. Crimson Court. So these are more bosses. Color Madness, Darkest Dungeon, Epilogue, and then journals. When we're out and about, we can find journals from past explorers or heroes, and most of them are like the actual lore for the game, so like the canon stuff. But we find them, and you can reread what horrible things happen to people. I'm still not sure if I'm going to read through those during this. I'll definitely collect them because all I have to do is open them, and I have a mod that will count them as collected. I'm not sure if I'll read through them all yet. We'll see. I've done them before. I've read them before, but some of them are kind of long. So Graveyard.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Yeah, most will end up here. This game is incredibly unforgiving. So this is where you get to go and look and see all the lovely heroes that you've lost horrifically and who have died. No Man Wagon.
Trinkets and charms gathered from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
Yeah, trinkets and charms. So trinkets... Each character has a personal inventory that is like gear you can equip them with. You can find it out and about on adventures in the dungeons, and you can buy them for various prices here at the No Man Wagon. The other stuff will open up after we do, like, basically not the tutorial dungeon, but the first dungeon that it makes you do.
Madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
All right. So let's see. We've got a Wield. Very rare Picaroon. That's a Banshee, though. That's a boss. So we're not doing that. Yeah, that's a boss. We're not doing that one. Explore 90% of rooms. Yeah. You might also be wondering if you are used to Darkest Dungeon. This is a new dungeon. This is completely modded. It is brand new. It's called the Sunward Isles. It's a Japanese kind of Asian themed style dungeon where a ship has shown up and we get on the ship and we leave and go to the Isles and do stuff in the Isles and we come back. Yeah, we'll see. I will probably be running, like, level 2s and stuff through that the first time we do it because, well, we've got level 0s, and I also don't exactly know when it unlocks. I think it's somewhere around week, like, 15, I want to say? I think? But I'm not sure. So, let's see. 100% of room battles, Harlot only. 3,000 and a bust. We're gonna do room battle. We're gonna do rooms instead of room battles because, yeah, that one might be bad. Okay, so provision. This is pretty much what's.
Preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
This is pretty much what's going to happen before we go on any thing dungeon related. Provides. Oh, these are new. Okay, provides entire party with mediocre protection against yokai for 2 turns. Can be turned into other types of omamori. Sorry, it's totally omamori, and I'm just flunking on my Japanese pronunciation. Okay, you can also tell for usual people this is a different layout. I'm not sure if this is part of Moonlit. If this is part of the Moonlit expansion that I got, or the beginning of the Moonlit expansion, because it's not done completely yet, or if this is part of the Sunward Isles. I think this is part of the Isles. Either way, I really, really like this because it looks like the shelves in the, like, storehouse or the general goods store. So what do we want in the ruins? We want holy water. We get an anti-venom for free. We probably don't need more. Because we have some level 0s, I'm going to over-prepare a little bit. Stack of shovels should be good. Shouldn't need laudanum. Yeah, okay, let's go for it. Oh. No. We want... it's a short... Yeah, let's... Now, in case there are urns, I'm going to bring more holy water, because some of the curios that you can interact with here in the ruins give you a lot of goodies, and you need holy water to do it, so... Alright. So this is the first zone. This is the ruins. It's all, like, decrepit, like... I think it's supposed to be, like the decrepit... like catacombs underneath the manor or something like that. Scout? No. I do really like this layout though. It makes it really easy for us. Do not be a klepto, I swear to God, Reynold. Reynold is super bad about being a kleptomaniac when you least want him to be. You see, I let our torch go down a little bit, so we were getting extra stress. I'm going to torch up again, because that wasn't far enough for us to get loot. And if we had maybe bigger than level 0s, I'd do it, but... I realized I fucked up the order. Okay, well, we'll stun. Shoot him. Well done. Excellent. The least amount of damage we can take, the better. We're not wounded, so I'm actually going to use this time to move the Vestal up.
Another abomination.
Right on.
Cleansed from our lands.
Alright. Unlock Strongbox. We don't need to use anything on this. It's unlocked. We don't need the key. A shovel, an onyx, 2 deeds. Yeah, okay. There's a shovel. So, You can do these without a shovel, but everyone takes, I think it's like 20% HP damage, and they gain like 40 stress or something. It's bad. If you clear out all the dead bodies and the stones by hand, it takes a toll on your characters. This is why you buy shovels, because you need to clear it. And apparently doing it not by hand but with a shovel, it makes it better. Shift click, shift control click to snuff. Okay. Oof. Okay, so this lady, she's gonna stress us out. She's not gonna do a lot of damage, but she's gonna start making people freak the hell out. Dismiss. Yeah. So that black and the number, you see her stress went up to 40 from that. These are not the best Vestal skills to have. Let's see, that's a double stun in the back. I'm gonna see if I can shuffle her forward. Excellent, I did. Open the night. Ugh, he did the graveyard slash. Oh my god. So it begins. Okay, see, here's another thing. Looking, enemies have resistances to status effects as well. So, like, he's a skeleton. Skeletons don't have no blood, so he's 200% bleed resist. But he can rot, so blight. Okay, good. Thank God it actually worked. Please kill her. Oh my god. This is bad. Okay. 4 to 8 if she hits. It'll kill. Thank you, Vestal.
Destroy them all. Another one.
Excellent.
For the slightest lapse in
No, not the crit. Is that gonna kill him? Okay, that's gonna kill him, so we're gonna try our best to do some healing here. Don't go yet, please. She can't heal from the front. Whatever. Just shoot the corpse. Pass your turn. Don't go yet. Awesome. Stunning blows. Also, he doesn't have his stress heal or his actual heal. Okay, well, we have no stress heal, so this is going to be fun. She's probably going to have a panic attack at some point.
a trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
We don't need to eat. Yeah, we don't. We also don't need the food. I don't see us getting 4 hunger checks, or not 4, 3 hunger checks on this dungeon. So, no scout. That sucks. Guess we'll go up. Yeah, I know. Thank you very much. Let's bump up that. Awesome, we got a key. Would have been nice to get more actual money. Oh.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
So we got surprised. So when you get surprised, It lowers your initial speed if you're enemies. I think it lowers your speed as well if you're as a party. I know it has a chance to shuffle. And it usually does. When you get surprised, at least someone will be moving around. Don't. Okay. Good. Shoot the witch. Rend for the old gods. Okay, Wolverine, calm down. We're gonna party heal. Oh my god. Yeah, Unforgiving game, like I said. That's with full torchlight, so he has no bonus chance to be critting right now. End him? Thank you. So when you crit, you have a chance to relieve people and recover stress. So instead of doing a party heal, well, no, we need to heal. We need to heal our Plague Docker. That was over half of her HP. God damn it. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just used it on the corpse. Damn it. This shuffle sucked. Like, this shuffle really sucked. Our skills aren't the best on these characters to begin with, but... Okay, we got a bandage. Yeah, why not?
Press disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
So we got all shuffled around. If we use this, it'll take us back to default party. What can you do from the back? Nothing. You've got your 2 backline skills and you have your 2 frontline skills. Amazing. You have to be in the back, have to be in the back, have to be in the back, have to be in the back. Okay, so you're fine there. We'll put the Vestal in the far back. Chest with your family sigil. Yeah, there's a few things you can use keys for. I'm gonna do it to get the extra loot on this one. Ah, no scout again. Alright. That's why scouting is good. I gotta be up on the torch. I keep letting it run down. Again, no scout. I think we're just gonna go. I think with this stress, I don't think I can afford to be greedy. With that food, though. So this game is also not like a lot of other ones where your characters, when you feed them food, it does heal them, but they get full. That's my printer making funny noises when it's turned off. Interesting. Okay. So he's full now. I can't feed him anymore. Dump some food on you too. I don't think we need that much. What are you... I apologize if you can hear that. My printer is like reevaluating its life choices currently. Okay. Hunger, this is why you bring food. So we either eat 4 food and we regain HP, or we eat nothing and we take 20% damage and take stress. So we're gonna eat. A scout. Room battle with Curio. Move to this for a room battle with a treasure. Okay, well. We might, depending on how this room battle goes, we might backtrack and get that other room.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Ooh. Blight him. We don't want stress. Excellent. He should die. HP is fine. We can heal HP. I can't heal stress.
Unforeseen, unforgiving.
Oh, excellent. Unholy, unholy. I thought that used to do extra damage to unholy, I thought. Oh, just short. Just shy. Okay, excellent. 6? Okay, that's definitely more than 6.
A death by inches.
Heal everyone. This Vestal MVP with these 3-point heals. Do a Zealous.
Falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Get that. Ah, that crit heal for 2. Oh, God. That's... sucks. That's a shame. Stop it! Leave him alone! What is with the crits, man? Good God. That's some hate. We got trinkets. Dark Wraith only. Abyssal plating. If you couldn't tell, I have some Dark Souls characters in here as characters.
Ornaments, neatly ordered. Lovingly
Plus
admired.
minus pretend darkness. Interesting. That's for a Crusader. 10% max HP. Excellent. We're going to continue adventuring. Contents are mine. Another full stack of crests. Excellent. Alright. We could leave. But we're doing okay. So we're going to go for this. We're going for everything. Maybe I'll actually get cocky and we can drop the light level on this last battle too. I mean, nope. Another hunger check. I mean, chances are I'm gonna have to do some stress management with these guys anyway. Okay, disarming traps. So each character has a different chance to disarm the trap, and that's just based off their character. Highwayman is good at it. 90%. We didn't roll a 1. Awesome.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I should have done that after we started the fight. But that's okay. So it's shadowy, so monsters can crit more. We crit more, but we also get more loot. So we have 2 healers in the group right now, and literally the only thing she can do back here is heal. So I'm not too worried about it. But it's still a little worrying. Especially this guy. Oh my god. Okay. Well. They did the graveyard slash. It was a monster mash. Oh my god, that's not what we want to see right now. Okay, now it's... Oh! Death's Door. So, if your character drops to 0 HP, they don't die. In this Death's Door, there's a chance every time a character takes damage at Death's Door that they will die. But they can hold on to life as long as they keep making their rolls. We just gotta get lucky. Any amount of HP that you heal a character moves them off of Death's Door. So if they move up to 1 HP, they're off of Death's Door, they take damage again, they're back on it. Kill him. Don't go. Okay. So now he's no longer on Death's Door. He has a debuff because he was brought to 0 HP, but he's no longer on Death's Door.
Be gone, fiend. This expedition at least promises success.
Ditch that. We want the Jade. Ornate Fountain to a Holy Prophet. If I recall right, you don't have to do anything to this. It's just a flat-out buff. But if you put Holy Water on it, it gives you a bigger buff. Yeah, it's a heal and it's a stress. It's stress. I should have done it on the Vestal. That's just because I'm rusty on the curios. So now in the game, they've updated it where after you use a curio on a thing, it'll tell you whether or not the curio worked or didn't work. In the old, like when the game first came out, you had to remember everything. So it was rough. Hey, got an achievement. We don't need to watch all 32 crests get counted. Okay, Meticulous Striker. Compulsive. That has to go immediately. That one's so bad. That's pretty bad. Wow, she is like the more she loses HP with her stats, the better off she's going to be. Off guard is also pretty bad. Awesome.
I was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain.
Ooh. So this is a town event. So this is the event that happened in the week. A warrior brazenly stomps into town. On a stormy night, a large man with flowing hair, wearing simple furs, announces his arrival with a small grunt. He looks like he comes from a tribal clan. He doesn't say much and heads straight to the tavern. So this is a modded class. So let's... I think going over this modded class will be a good place to end it off. So... let's look at him. Looks like Conan the Barbarian. Alright, I'm down. Love it. Indomitable Kick. So, decent accuracy. Doesn't do much damage. It knocks back an enemy character 3 and it has a chance to stun. So it knocks back or has a chance to stun when enraged. Okay. He is a plus 200% move chance versus corpse, so I guess he can kick the corpses too. Plus 20% damage buff, plus 3 accuracy, plus 2 crit at percentage. Alright. So it's a It's not a corpse clear, but it's a way to reshuffle the enemy. I like it. Steady slice hits front two targets, can only be used from the front. Not great accuracy, but moderate. It has a minus damage modifier, but that makes sense. Minus crit, +7 versus marked. High accuracy, low damage, bonus versus marked. Buff self, can't be marked. Okay. Reckless Rage. Horrible accuracy. Good chance to crit. Strong bleed. Well, not strong bleed chance, not a strong bleed. Decent damage. Okay. Wild Swing from second position, hits the middle two, bypasses guard, bypasses stealth. 105% stun base. -1 speed, -5 crit base. Move to front. A powerful swing with risks. 2-round cooldown. Below 50% HP, +1 crit per 10% missing HP. Okay. Brutal Focus. It's a back, so it moves him back 1 and it buffs him. 10% damage, 30% stun resist, 10 accuracy. 10. Okay, so it's just a whole bunch of chances to do a lot of things. So like all of these buffs are a percentage based chance to apply, and I'm assuming they're independent rolls. Nice. Primal Champion. Guard an ally. Buff self with a whole bunch of stuff at chances. Enraged. +2 crit. Chance to stun when enraged. Enraged, +2 crit. Chance to... Swig of Ale. So I have a feeling Enraged, it's probably a specific ailment. So if his stress gets super high, he probably, instead of becoming like abusive or hopeless or something like that, he probably only becomes enraged. Swig of Ale. Heal 1 HP, 45% chance. Heal 2 points per round for 2 rounds. It debuffs the target with dodge and protection. Drinking brings risks and rewards. It buffs the target, healing received, bonus damage, bonus crit, bonus virtue chance, but you take more damage and you're more likely to be hit. Well, okay, protection doesn't go negative, so it will drop your protection. He's slow as dirt, he's tanky, he crits okay, and he's got strong damage. Yeah, those are... Is that default death blow resist? Yeah, that is. That is default death blow resist. Well, we're going to take him, obviously. Drum circle for a hunt. Self only. Time cost 4. 15% damage versus beast, human, or spider. Party 25% chance speed if any enemy is beast, human, or spider. That's pretty good. Solitary stargazing. 20% stun resist. Good chance for extra speed. Okay, it says search for herbs. That is part of another mod that I'm debating whether or not to include it. I don't think I'm going to, because it doesn't have vanilla character support yet, and it's not got full modded character support, so only certain characters will be able to find that loot, and yeah, I just don't like it as much yet. Once it has like all vanilla character support, I'll definitely be getting it, because it allows you to like scrounge for food or herbs out in the wild, which is really cool. Campfire Rave. Okay, whole bunch of percent chances. If not religious, more stress. If religious, good chance, not... Or good... Okay, if not religious, less stress. If religious, good chance for less stress, but small chance, more stress. Okay, so it's just like a whole bunch of percent chances for how everyone likes the party. Melee weapon workshop, self only. Accuracy and crit. Good chance. Accuracy and crit at a half, but chance that you won't get it. Okay. Cool. Abbey is now unlocked. Tavern's now unlocked. Warrior brazenly stomps into town. Alright, well that's our first week. And a lot of talking and intro stuff. These parts will start to include more and more runs, but at the beginning I'm going to be explaining and we're going to be going over classes and characters, so I think this is a good point to end the first part. Yeah. We'll hopefully not all die horrifically, because there is a significant chance that I will lose this game, but hopefully we'll get to finish. I think I've got a pretty good handle on it, so in theory we should at least get to the darkest dungeon. I don't know if I'll ever beat it, but because it can get really hard, but we'll see. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.